they'll start to devalue the therapist, and then they'll end therapy. So they never really get started in it. And you're right, there's no pill. I mean, it's a sad situation. I feel, you know, a lot of compassion and a lot of sadness for somebody who has to deal with that particular sort of mental disorder.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And a lot of the times they say it does evolve from some type of childhood trauma, which a lot of things do. And, you know, mine was actually a sociopathic narcissist, which I feel is almost even worse. And there are no emotions. And I actually watched a documentary one time, and they were interviewing, I think it was it Dateline? I don't remember. They were interviewing a narcissist, and he was very candid. He said, they asked him why he was willing to do that. He said, because I know the hurt that I've caused, and it doesn't bother me at all. However, you know, I've been, you know, in a lot of therapy trying to make it matter, but it doesn't. But I wanted to share that so people could understand how a narcissist is. We don't have emotions. We pretend we have emotions because we know we're supposed to have.
They intellectually understand emotion, and especially empathy. So, you know, to be in a relationship, you really have to be empathetic for your partner. You have to understand, sort of walk in their shoes, right? From time to time, you really need to have that peace. And I read somewhere, you know, because I just dove into sort of the behind the scenes, you know, what really goes on in that, as far as anybody knows. And the portion of the brain where empathy resides, where that is generated, you know, they did functional MRI studies on narcissists and determined that portion of the brain is just so underdeveloped. It's not even there. Like, they don't even have the capacity to have it, right? So whatever happened in childhood at a very early age, whatever the trauma was that sort of pushed them in this direction to put up that wall, literally changed their brain at that moment. So, you know, it's, you know, again, I just feel so sad, you know, that they are caught in this sort of cage that they'll live in forever. Now, don't get me wrong. I could never be in a relationship with somebody like that, because it's just so, we'll get to that point where you talk about devaluing. It's so toxic and caustic to be in a relationship like that. That you literally, it'll just take your soul, right?
It will, you know, and that again, and we're going to move into that stage for sure. And I just know that, well, I'm not going to go too into detail, but you know, at this point, maybe later in the interview, I will. But just saying that feeling, it's to me the way I felt when I was first met the narcissist, one of the two. And I didn't recognize it the second time, because there's different types of narcissists. Some are, like, they call it covert, one's a little bit more, you know, incognito about it. But the one was just they're both super charismatic. That's one thing I'm going to say. Both of them were very, very charismatic. But it was like, you know, extremely charismatic. I don't mean flamboyant. I don't mean that they're talking to everybody, but they're so like, they could. There's a lot of them are salesmen. One of mine was a salesman by trade, of course, and did very well at his trade.